All right. So we're on.
We'll come up with a goddamn name, and we'll come up with a...
It's not.
I think
It's not the Four Horsemen. Because
Welcome to the Four Horsemen.
Not the name because
all right,
we're
there.
all married men.
Yeah,
And
we
there's only
are.
3 of us. There's a lot of problems with that name, and I feel like that's too generic of a name.
Yeah, that's why I like the
Also-
Killer Threes.
The Killer 3 is a little inside. I don't know why that's a little inside compared to other names of the possibilities. I'm okay with. I don't know, a more off the wall kind of a name. More, but like I said,
You want to
like I
go
said,
with Off the Wall? That's the name. Off the Wall.
I think no, that's more of a.
Hi, I'm Grant. By the way, I'm Grant.
Oh, are we doing? Oh, we'll go.
Are we doing real names?
Hold on,
Like,
go.
Hi,
wait.
my name's not Grant.
Yeah.
You're the guy in the center. I feel like you should actually start us
Yeah, you.
All right,
yeah.
so
in
let's-
some way. So,
So this is not Grant, and
Not
that's
Grant.
and that's not Julian,
hi.
and I'm sure as shit not Greg.
Yep.
Right.
All right. Now that you got that out the way, we're gonna sit here and talk about the shit we always talk about, and that's some wrestling.
And I'm gonna get this out of the way too. I feel like that this is gonna turn into. I'm just gonna make Julian try to convince me on why I need to start watching wrestling again.
Oh, we the Threebirds.
I
The
once
Threebirds?
had- I once
We're
had-
the Threebirds.
for
Yeah.
6
The
episodes.
The fabulous Threebirds.
Oh, that's not bad.
That's look it up.
Look it up.
The fabulous Threebirds. That actually,
That's not bad.
shit.
Yeah, that's all right.
Fuck, that came out of nowhere, like
All right.
just off the text.
We're gonna.
Nope.
It's gonna be cool. So
That
instead
is
of
what we are right now.
We are the
Right, sweet.
fabulous
As of
Threebirds.
right now, we're the
fabulous
fabulous
Threebirds.
Threebirds.
Heck yeah! So Confederate flag shirt
No,
on its way, guys.
no.
You ready? All right.
All right.
Do you want to do an actual introduction?
Yeah, welcome to the fabulous Threebirds.
I'm not Grant.
And I'm not Greg.
And I am not Julian.
Are you sure?
No.
Welcome back. We are the fabulous Threebirds. I'm not Greg.
I am not Grant.
I'm not Julian.
Okay,
You really-
listen here. I'm not even going to let you say your name, okay? I don't even care what your
Wow.
name is. This is why I have the contracts out. This is why you guys will be paying me for every word that I say, okay? And I'm tired of getting fucked over. And I'm also tired of someone on this podcast claiming that Chicago is the town that Will Purdue built.
Oh, yeah, that was a hilarious inside joke for myself.
Why is Will Purdue even in your vocabulary?
I don't know. I mean, I went to Purdue. That's not an actual direct connection. I think it's even spelled differently. I'm not sure. Is it spelled differently?
Well,
Maybe
the
it's not.
first one he said was Will Paxton. Yeah.
that was.
I heard.
Yeah,
Oh my
that
God.
that was an amalgam of like Bill Paxton and John Paxson, and yeah. So I was conflating a lot of things. It was also, I want to say this. So we redid the podcast after we did the podcast yesterday. It was about 4 hours of talking. My voice was killing me up until about yesterday. It was wild. So I blame Grant for not
What?
being there.
What did I do?
You didn't say press record. You are the glue that holds the record together for some reason. We just have muscle memory, like we do this as a reflex now.
Well, like I said, I've got the contracts worked out and I'm back.
Wow.
I had to take a break
Hey,
because of someone in particular.
Wow. All right. Okay. Hey, I don't know what that means. I'm not going to speak on it. I just blame
Greg
you
knows.
for last.
Greg
I blame
knows what
you
it
in part for last week. I also blame ourselves. And there's just been a lot of irony lately in my life. So I just sort of blame maybe me. I blame myself there. So,
Yeah, I mean, if there's one constant thing that, if there's something that holds everything together, it's probably,
I don't know.
probably some truth to it. I don't know what that means.
I'm not sure. I might have touched a cursed totem in my travels. I'm not sure.
When did this turn into like an old Brady Bunch episode? A cursed totem? What is going on?
I
I
don't
don't know, man.
We're supposed to be talking about Money in the Bank, and you talk about cursed totem poles, and somebody
Man,
had
that,
what? And
that would be a great gimmick match. a cursed totem on a pole. Oh my God, has that happened? Oh, that'd be great. Oh man, I guess that did happen, right? Didn't Alexa Bliss kind of have a fight for her doll? That's kind of like a cursed totem.
Wow, Grant, you see what you missed last week?
Yeah.
I know,
mean-
and I feel perfectly responsible because I brought all this up, and I shouldn't have, I guess.
Wow.
Wow.
Well, Money in the Bank happened, and I don't think any of us watched it upon. Have you guys watched it at all?
Okay.
Oh, I watched it.
Oh, Money in the Bank. Yeah, I watched it, and I mean, there's so much to touch upon on Money in the Bank, just between the type of matches that they had and the star power that they were lacking in majority of it. But I do admit that for future stars, I think they're finally starting to go in the direction of, okay, we got to create some new stars. We cannot rely on the stars and legends and Hall of Famers of yesteryear. We actually have to create new Hall of Famers here. And this one showcased a lot of those, or a few of those that could be legends and Hall of Famers in the future. So I was happy about that, because it got to the point where I should not be thinking of any pay-per-view and thinking, oh, well, who the hell are they going to bring back for this one? I should always be thinking about the current roster and who is hot right now. So it was kind of cool.
Yeah, and well, the results were somewhat, even though Austin Theory wasn't in the thing at the beginning, and I wasn't fully up on the if there, I know that people qualify for the Money in the Bank on both sides, so that's always kind of a running story that makes sense that they usually do on the build up to these. But for some reason, I wasn't surprised that he was just like shoved in at the last minute. It just made sense. It was kind of predictable. Even it was a predictable surprise, if that makes sense. I felt like it was a totally predictable surprise. Liv Morgan winning the title, though, that was not. I didn't see that shit coming. So
Are we getting into this right now? Because I texted you guys. It was late, but I texted you guys, and I have feelings about this.
Go right ahead, sir.
Okay, so the actual Money in the Bank match was fine. It had some good things in it. I knew that Becky wasn't going to win. I knew that Asuka wasn't win. I knew that Alexa wasn't going to win. So I didn't really have anybody that I favored to win. But also, I have a hatred for Liv Morgan, but that's fine. Whatever. That's part of wrestling. Liv Morgan wins this thing, and there's something I said to my wife right before this whole pay-per-view started. And I said, the one thing that I can't stand about Money in the Bank anymore is that someone always cashes in night of. And I think it's fucking stupid because, one, they've done it too much. And two, it makes the whole thing irrelevant because then there's no point in even doing it if it's just going to be wasted that night.
Yeah, it depends on the character, I guess, a little bit too. But
and then we get to this Ronda Rousey Natalya match, which I understand Rhea was hurt, so Natalya's the fill-in. I got it. But here's the thing. After the whole match, and Liv comes in to cash in, and she actually hands the briefcase over. It's official. And she wins. The crowd gets all happy. The announcers talk about how she deserved it. And then Ronda raises her hand like she's climbed some type of fucking imaginary mountain that she hasn't. Nobody thinks that she has struggled. Nobody thinks that she should have won that. Or actually, people think that she should have won the briefcase. But they made it like this, like the boyhood dream type shit, where like this has been happening forever, and she finally did it. And then on top of that, she finally did it to me in a heel way of just, she didn't go out there and fight Ronda. She waited in the cash in. If she was supposed to overcome something, she would have cashed in at the beginning and made it a triple threat match.
Yeah, that's a good point. It was sort of. It's always heelish. It's always heelish if you come in at the end, and then it's like they both tried to save their alignment, and kind of almost a Hogan thing. That was like a Hogan move by Rousey. and
Yeah,
raising the hand.
the whole thing was weird. That Ronda was like all fine with it and like, you know what, she deserves it. Like, no, she doesn't. And she did it at the end of the match. If she beats you in a match, then she deserves it, but she didn't.
So
Yeah,
I went
she's
back.
also. I gotta point this out. Ronda Rousey as a shoot is is on public record one of the sorest losers ever in women's MMA, and I mean just a public absolute sore loser. Really does not carry herself well in any of her real losses. And so she's acting. You know what I mean? Like hardcore,
Mm-hmm.
and it just didn't come off as good for her character. Really, I thought. I don't know.
No.
I went back and I watched it because I wanted to see if I missed anything. I wanted to see, when did the crowd actually get behind Liv? Has the crowd been behind Liv since Rhea Ripley has been beating the whole dog shit out of her lately? Has the crowd been behind Liv?
I think she has a small little faction of people.
Right. That's what I'm trying to find out. Have they been behind her since, her being Liv Morgan, and she went through several different type of character changes all the way back to when she was Lana's lover. Yeah.
Lana's. Yep.
So like, when was this? And then I'm watching it and I'm looking at the match, and the bad part about it is you got Becky in this, you have Asuka in this, you have Lacey in this, you have Michelle Rodriguez, you have her, what is it, Rachel Rodriguez?
Not Michelle Rodriguez.
Yeah, what's her name? Damn it, because they changed her last name, which didn't make sense to me.
It's Raquel Welch.
Raquel Welch. No,
it's not Raquel Welch.
Of course, it's not Raquel Welch. No, but you have Raquel Rodriguez in it, and all these ladies are trying to, I don't know, have their 2 to 3 minutes of time in this match where, and Shotzi's in it. They're having this.
Shotzi was fine, but I knew she wasn't going to win it.
Yeah, they're having this match to try to solidify who they are as a character. And that all got lost, because I'm gonna tell you right now, Raquel Rodriguez, she puts the table onto the announce desk and the ring. I mean the ladder onto the announce desk and the ring, and she's about to do something, and everybody's like, okay, power bomb Asuka on this ladder, and that didn't happen. And then somehow Asuka winds up on the ladder. Becky Lynch, who is not a high flyer like this, goes up on top of a ladder, jumps on Asuka, damn near breaks her arm. That's a little side note for you. And it was all just spot. So I was trying to figure out, where were they pulling for Liv Morgan? And then I found the spot.
Okay.
So Liv is out for a while. Liv is out as about as long as Alexa's out. Now, a lot of people ain't pay attention. She disappeared.
Yeah, we can tell that she is no one is worried about Alexa Bliss right now in the office.
Yeah, she disappeared in this match, number one. So when Liv came back in, and it was still like 4 of them or so in there, you start to hear the crowd go, oh wait, Liv Morgan's still in this. Like they start to figure out what's about to actually happen. I think they clicked in and said, fuck it, I'm gonna go for this ride real quick. Then
and I've talked about how much I don't like Liv Morgan, but I mean, that's what wrestling is. I'm not always going to get my way, so I get it, and it's fine. I was more upset with the cash in.
Well, and I'm gonna get to that. So when she does the thing with Becky, all right, remember how I was praising Becky about 2 weeks ago? Okay, I'm off
take
that.
A lot for you to do that, so
yeah, I'm off that now. Okay, so she does the spot with Becky, and then the ladder tips over, and then Liv catches her foot on the top ropes, pushes herself back, pushes the ladder back. When she goes to hit Becky to knock her off the ladder, I don't know if Liv was supposed to do a punch or a kick. but some form of a punch kick happened, and Becky looked so confused that she threw herself off this ladder. So it was pretty bad. But either way it go, she climbs and the crowd loses their shit. And this is where wrestling fans are horrible, horrible, horrible people. Yes, I said it. Because now you done cheered for Liv Morgan like she was Shawn Michaels' boyhood dream, that she's Miss Money in the Bank, and you gassed her head up. And all the while, you're still the same wrestling fans that sat there and said, damn it, she can't wrestle. Why do they keep pushing Liv Morgan down our throat? So she gets to the part Grant is talking about, and she cashes in. The crowd's going crazy. Michael Cole is losing his mind as if The Rock just showed back up. And she gets in this ring with Ronda Rousey, who has just had one hell of a match with Natalya and is battered and bruised and beaten. And she looks like goddamn Seth Rollins cashing in at WrestleMania, taking a complete advantage of a situation. Crowd don't give two shits about that because they're on for the ride. They're here for a roller coaster ride, and it all culminated with her winning that title. And then everybody in that same exact moment, while she's holding this title up, went, oh fuck, wait, Liv Morgan's the champ?
Yeah, and later on, like, I don't even remember what, I mean, all honesty, I was drinking, so some of this might not be remembered correctly. But I swear that Michael Cole even brought it up again. Like, I'm still not over Liv winning the title. We all know how much it meant to her. We all know how much she wanted it. Like, they kept bringing this shit up during, like, the other matches. And I was like, am I witnessing history? Like, I don't even think Bayley got this reaction.
No, I literally think, I really do. I literally think everybody was drunk. And it was that moment, when you were drunk in college and you're like, God, that chick's cute. And then the lights come on in the place and they were like, all right, pay your bartenders. I'll have a good night. Get home safely. And that same girl that looked cute, you was like, wow, I didn't know she had like a unibrow, a beard, and her eyes went every which a damn way.
I don't know if this analogy fully tracks with Liv Morgan. I think she looks good with the lights on. But,
No,
I know what you mean.
We're talking about the situation.
Yeah, it's the situation. It's like they realize that, oh, she has to come out here wearing that belt every week, and we have to support her when we don't really want to support her.
Yeah.
Anybody else could have had that belt.
I think this is going to be a Nikki ASH thing of, it's cool for a couple weeks, and then the crowd's going to realize what they did. It's not going to be a Kofi thing. People were still behind Kofi and they were pissed about Kofi. This will be more of a, like, we did this. This is our fault type thing.
Yeah. You got what you asked for. Yeah, you literally got what you asked for. You were like, hey, I want ice cream with meatloaf in it. I don't think you do. Yeah, I do. I really do. I want ice cream with meatloaf in it.
Well, Greg brought up a good point too. This could be some random thing that we don't know about Rhea's health. So for the SummerSlam match, maybe it's a better story with Rhea and Liv than it is with Rhea and Ronda.
Yeah, well, she just posted a picture with a heart monitor on her chest.
Oh, she did.
I mean, yeah. So there's it's like a device that tracks heart murmurs, and for just in case, I guess. But she posted a picture of that. So
this is Rhea that posted
that's
that.
Rhea. That's Rhea. Yeah, I would say that's more than 4 weeks. Right there.
Yeah.
And who knows, man? We'd have to just keep following the story. But my God, I don't want to say it, but I mean, her career could be over very short. She could be like a female Bo Jackson of pro wrestling, man. Or
how about Greg Oden? How about female Greg Oden?
No, because she
did better than that.
Yeah, she actually had a career as a professional. But the ultimate, like we were just talking about Bo Jackson the other day, that was like maybe in all of sports, the like what if, what could have been story. And I honestly, I'd say if this happens, she would be the Bo Jackson, regardless of gender, I think, in pro wrestling history. I mean, that would just be awful.
Yeah.
So,
So
Well, I mean, the other thing too is that if there is a returning Bailey, I think the story of Bailey versus Ronda is good, but I don't even know if it needs a title. So maybe they decided to put it on somebody else. I don't know.
see, I
I
think the
could,
Bailey
Or
thing is not happening for a while. I really think if it came down to it, before Julian said that about Rhea, the story, the ready-made story would have been Rhea Ripley, Liv Morgan, and that would have been the best way to put the belt on Rhea Ripley. Like the
Yeah.
story wrote itself. It's almost like this time it's a missed opportunity, not by the WWE's fault. First time it was a missed opportunity with the whole Becky Ronda rematch, because the
Yeah.
WWE wanted to go in a complete different direction and sit there and go, well, I know I'm going to get a better match out of Charlotte. Bump that. You had a ready-made story. You had Ronda Rousey returning, and you can literally go to Becky Lynch and say, you did not actually pin me. Everyone saw it. It's on tape, blah, blah, blah. And you would have had people miles and miles around ready to see those two go at it. The WWE just missed the opportunity. They wanted to go in a different direction. This time, it's health reasons. So this is
well, you
not.
forgot
this
the other
isn't
thing
their
too,
fault.
because Becky's fucked up another storyline, and we never got a real payoff for Sasha and Bianca.
Right.
right.
She fucked
then
up that storyline too. Yeah.
And I guess this adds on to the, if they are rerunning it, but just for Becky, the summer or the year of losing, like the John Cena down losing all the big matches crisis. That I think that's what Becky Lynch is going through right now, right?
Yeah,
She's
because
losing she's losing everything.
they sent Charlotte through the same thing. They did, at one point, about 2 years ago, at one point, Charlotte had won a match. It was damn near 7 or 8 months. Like, she would even lose her pay-per-views, and people were like, they always want Charlotte. I'm like, you're not paying attention. She's losing every freaking match. She's losing
it's the same
them.
as the Triple H shit of like Triple H buried everybody, and it's like the motherfuckers won like one WrestleMania match.
Yeah, he put over a lot of people, for sure.
Yeah, so I think if that's what's happening with Becky, that's the only thing that could happen with Becky, because there is nowhere else Becky can go except challenge men, and they know they can't have Becky do that. She's not the one to do that.
So, yeah, I just think they're taking her away for a little bit now because she was starting to get booed. Like, they need to make you forget about her for a little bit and figure out exactly how they want her to come back, I think. Because Big Time Bex isn't having the what's the word? It's not what they wanted it to be, I don't think.
No, it was basically what they wanted it. Once the lawsuit with Ric Flair and the man thing literally came to an end, it was, oh crap, we put all our eggs in the basket of calling this chick the man, and now what do we do? What do we do? And they're like, yeah, she's big time. And it's like, yeah, but it doesn't have the same ring as the man. So I think that
and it
happened, and it just ruined it.
And I don't know, man. Like, I still think that, I mean, Seth pulled some shit from Bailey, and I feel like Becky pulled some shit from Seth of this, like, whole ridiculous, like, character. Like, I don't know. And like, that's the thing, too, is I didn't feel that her character was too original.
Well, it went from I'm the hard hitting, tough as nails, the man, to I dress like I'm going to be in the next Resident Evil with with a wedding dress and some cowboy boots, and I what are you doing? Like,
you keep Mia Jovovich out of your mouth, man. Those movies are amazing.
Yeah, she looks. Yeah, she's worn a lot of iconic, weird stuff, right?
No, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it just didn't make sense. Like, it just.
I see it. I see what that gear thing is. It's like like I said, it's like a Blade Runner, Lady Gaga thing. I kind of like it, actually, if she's a heel, but she's like a losing heel thing. I don't know. Are they doing anything really like, damn, that's cool? I mean, are they doing anything to make you?
Well, we got to that part that, like, where she's at now and her look, I don't mind. It's when she was coming out with the big fucking coats and the glasses and, like, calling people dopes and, like, all that shit.
I thought that she was trying to do the Conor McGregor thing, but if you can't curse and like really go unhinged and like honestly parody that a little more, I don't know. He's not a family friendly character. You know, neither is like Floyd Mayweather. Like every character that she was kind of borrowing from was kind of like, if you're going to be the female Ric Flair, at the end of the day, Ric Flair was not a family friendly, you know. That's
No.
and that's part of why people loved him as the alternative, you know, to the product in WWE for so long. Is like, no, this guy talks about making money and getting laid and stuff. It's like that's just more adult and cool. So I don't know if they don't let her go unhinged and go off the rails and talk about partying and stuff. I mean, that was the poster though, was her and Seth making it rain, I guess.
I did
So
like that though. That the
Yeah.
poster or the thumbnail did make me laugh a little bit.
Yeah, it was funny. I don't know. Their characters are kind of similar, and they're sort of together, sort of not. And it's like I get it. You need them both to eat up time, so you don't want maybe to put them together. But I honestly thought when she came back that they were going to make like an authority thing and make them the top heels. And I still think that's a good idea, and you can do that. It's just she's got to start winning again, and be strong, and you know. Whoa. What was that?
Sorry about that. I thought I was doing pretty well until the motorcycle came by. I'm walking back to my hotel right now.
Oh wow! Okay,
And you
that's
just
cool.
didn't have mute on. Wait, wait.
Well, I was ready to jump because like, can you even tell right now?
Yeah,
I thought that was
Can
a
you even
fucking
tell right now?
alien or something, dude.
I thought he had a tiger. I thought he
Damn.
fucking had
Yeah.
a tiger. I said, when,
Well, we're talking
What-
about Becky, so I'm ready to jump in, and I wasn't gonna sit
Dude.
there and look at mute every 5 seconds.
Dude,
So
I
that's
don't know.
my
I
fault.
saw.
I'll take that.
I thought that was like a sci-fi, like fucking Starship Troopers bug coming and eating you right now. That was like,
Yeah.
that was
No,
a
it's
gnarly. That was a gnarly
Wow.
sound in my headphones. I get it. It was a motorcycle, but it sounded different in my stuff. But anyhow,
wow, ladies and gentlemen,
wow.
he has
Wow.
a tiger on location
Well,
with him.
see,
Or an
well,
alien.
see what happened is that like I came in hot, right? Like I
Yeah.
got all of the contracts signed. I'm getting paid what I need to get paid from this podcast, and then I
Oh.
come in hot, giving Julian the what for, and then I fuck up on this one.
You know what I see? You know what I see right now? You're just walking down the boulevard, right? Like wherever you are, it's the boulevard of wherever you are.
I'm
and
in
that's what you're doing.
DC.
Oh yeah.
There is no boulevard in DC.
Yeah, I'm on.
Yeah,
I
it's
think I'm
all
on
like
7.
okay. It's a fine city. It's a fine city. Go to Typhoon if you want some Thai food. I like recommending that place. It's called
I
Typhoon.
don't. I got a bag of gummy bears, some Cheez-Its, and some seltzer water.
Oh
I'm
my
good.
God. Oh, we don't need to talk. You want to talk, guys? Grant, in the world of podcasting, wrestling podcasting, I know that some of the eating habits of other podcasters are famous. Grant
Yeah.
is right up there with the creme de la creme of weird eaters in wrestling business related stuff.
What are you making this claim on?
I don't know. You seem to be able to survive like for weeks on just peanut butter, maybe jelly, and gummy bears. And I don't see how you don't just die from, you know, a sugar coma, you know,
And
every 3 days.
I'm fat too, so like I eat like
No,
4
you're
things,
not
but
fat.
I've managed to keep the weight.
I don't know. You're not fat unless you just ballooned up in like it hasn't been that long since I've seen you, but you were
Yeah.
fat then. Okay. All right. Hey, if you
All
got
right.
fat, I'm
All right.
whatever. So Money in the Bank. What else
So
happened?
So are we ready
Austin
to talk
Theory.
about? Oh,
Austin Theory? Or you want to
No,
talk
I
about the Usos? Usos beating the Street Profits for the 20th time.
Well,
That's
I
still a
want
good
to talk
match.
about the Usos beating the Street Profits because I want to talk about the fact that somebody messed up and either they wasn't supposed to show his arm coming up or it was all a part of the plan. But we got to figure out what's the plan on that. But it wasn't a pin, and his shoulder was off the mat, and they actually discussed it. So I don't know where we're going to go with this. I don't know if that's all a part of the plan moving forward was to create that bit of controversy. But,
Okay.
you know, it was interesting how inside the ring, Montez Ford on a WWE product for kids is literally saying, "What the fuck just happened?" on camera.
Yeah.
So that's
Yes,
what. Yeah.
that was something I was going to bring up. If anybody saw that, I know that other people pointed it out, but yes, they cut to him and he said, "What the fuck was that?" And I'm going with that this is storyline because the Usos, I don't know which one it was, they hooked that leg and they had their like arm around his shoulder. I feel like that he pulled him off the mat.
It looked like he pulled him off the mat. It did look like he pulled him off the mat. So maybe that's the storyline moving forward, but I don't know why they would want to just make that the storyline moving forward. They both had both teams had a great match without any of the controversy. Like,
it was fine.
If I may, I think that's just a setup for, I'm assuming, SummerSlam. You know, like, oh, controversy, we got to run it back, and that's all it is, probably, right?
Yeah, but you could literally run it back. You could have done the Usos getting a cheap finish, and you could have ran it back. Like, when I say a cheap finish, outside of that type of cheap finish, like you could have had the Usos sit there and, I don't know, grab his foot from being on the ropes or keeping him from kicking out something, and it would have been 1, 2, 3, and they could have still ran it back.
I will defend it a little bit. I do think that the kicking out controversy does make the guy who lost look a lot stronger than even a cheap finish, because they also do cheap finishes all the fucking time. So that's so watered down, but they don't do this finish all the time. And so I guess in that respect, I'm hoping that they do put the Street Profits over and let them have the belts for like a long time and just try and fucking do something else or whatever.
Well,
but I think that they could be really over.
But
the problem with this finish, though, since they don't do it all the time, they got a bunch of holes and it's sloppy. Because in every other match in this whole damn pay-per-view, that ref stayed in the fucking ring. This match, the ref disappeared like he went to go get popcorn. Like, nowhere to be found. Who does that? Because 2 matches later, he wasn't doing that. When Liv Morgan won her Money in the Bank, the referee was still in the corner somewhere. Like, that's what I'm saying. It's like, okay, what made you change everything around to just do this type of finish and not do it in a way that actually explains it? I'll be fine if you could explain it. You could have had the referee go over to the table like he's looking for a replay, which that would have been ridiculous too, because that has never really happened. But the ref was gone. It was like the Usos and the ref left, and the Street Profits in the middle of the ring. My shoulder was up. And Pat McAfee, yeah, man, your shoulder was up. What?
Man,
well, that's what I mean. Usually when they do these types of endings, I do like for the ref to go over and look at it, because then at least, like, well, maybe they can't do anything at that point unless Shane McMahon's there, because he's always the one that seems to tell them to restart the match. But like, I would like the ref to go over, and then that's when you start it, when it's like you have the ref come out and be like, well, I'm sorry and I fucked up.
Right, because then now that explains it. The ruling on the field still stands, but I just want to let you know that I'm sorry that I fucked up. So I missed it.
Yeah, because then
my bad.
Yeah, because then you do that whole thing of like, we're human, okay? Like I messed up.
Right. So that would have explained it a lot better than what happened, and then the referee disappeared. Like,
right.
You're not explaining it to us. We see what you're trying to do here, and we'll go for it, but you're not explaining why you're trying to do this here. That was just my big knock on it. I mean, the match itself was awesome. I'm happy to see Usos fight anybody other than goddamn New Day. So, like, the Usos could have fought chairs, and I would have been all for that match because, like, if for some reason they get pigeonholed a lot, and they're better than what most people think. They're definitely a true tag team, so I do not have a problem with them holding the titles. I don't have a problem with them just wrestling in general. But the Street Profits have worked their way. I don't want to see them do to the Street Profits that they did to FTR. Like, I don't want them to sit there and and get them to a point where they're a complete merch marketing cash cow and everybody knows their name and they're ready to see them, and they just keep doing nothing with them because they're biding time. They have a history of ruining basically people's careers by, oh, we got time, we could stretch this out, we could do. You don't know how much time you have in wrestling. Wrestling is so fickle, it could be like gone tomorrow for some people. So I just do not want to see them kind of pushing the Street Profits, kicking the can down the road per se, just because they think they have time with the Street Profits. Like, no, if they're hot and the people want to see them, you put the titles on them, or you put them in championship matches on a regular basis and let them chase the titles. But you show the people that you're just as invested in them as they are. Don't just keep kicking the can and making him have the red Solo Cup and making him in the back with his promos and shuck and jive and whatever. You stop all that. Yeah, stop all that.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think that people are banking on the fact that they're not staying the Street Profits because everybody wants Montez, which, I mean, I'm all for a Montez single run, but I don't think you should give up. It's what you said. I don't think you should give up yet on the tag team. I think that they need the belts for a long time.
Yeah,
So
I think they also can be kind of.
Maybe that
like,
comes with. Oh God, we're gonna do this, aren't we?
Go ahead, you son of a bitch.
No, I was gonna say that, and it also could be in a thing of like, I don't know about you, Julian, but Greg and I I know Greg and I have watched them since like the first frame they were on NXT television, figure out the system and figure out how to get themselves over, and they did that.
Oh yeah,
so it's a good story to watch too.
I'm pretty privy to them. They caught my eye early, and the same. And I think that they are the kind of tag team that right now can be super over and be, you know, a money making like actual draw and all that shit. I think they could be a top tag team. And because their gimmick is just, it's party, you know, you know, honestly, these wrestling events, they skew adult when you're there. Once the live events came back, there's a lot of drinking, man. These guys come out with solo cups. They can sell, you know, that cup on a chain if they don't already. People can be drinking out of.
Well, plus too,
and
I mean, kids are holding those cups. Like they never once really say what's in the cup. So I mean, that's a family friendly thing that you can sell the cups and you can sell them to older folks as well.
Yeah, like, they ride that line.
Yep,
they ride that line, and I mean, they just kind of come off like, you know, there's some level of rap, even though the lyrics, if you had said them verbatim, you know, the prose, you'd be like, whoa, that's kind of rough and not family friendly. But for the most part, people are like, you know, Snoop Dogg's family friendly for some reason nowadays. So it's like they kind of like hit that same frequency of like harmless, you know, rapper, party guy or whatever, even though they can ride that line and be a little more PG-13, if not almost R, you know, if they want. They can just ride that line a little better, which is what they need, because they do need a little more adult shit going on, obviously. And I guess the average TV audience is older, but then who knows if that's just the way it is across the board for everything, if the average quote TV rating is an older crowd. But yeah, I think these events, I mean, they sold out the beer when they did the WrestleMania fucking New Orleans, man. There's a lot of drinking going on at these events, so you got to have at least one drinking character in every promotion, I think.
Well, if you go back to NXT,
yep,
you didn't really know what was in the cup, and it was clear. So at that time, you either say it's water or vodka. But
nobody contest.
Yeah, I'm just saying,
filling up a red Solo cup with water.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, no one knew what was in. Remember, he kept the cup like it was the urn. You know, he you know, the cup was not necessarily a prop. The cup was really something to him, because remember, midway through the matches, he would go over to the cup and drink. The cup was part of the team. And now it is turned into the red Solo cup.
I want to know when they stopped the run through the crowd. Like when they came out and they would like sit there and dance with people in the crowd, like that just stopped all of a sudden. But that was one of my favorite parts. Like them coming out saying that, of course, if there was smoke around, then they wanted some of it. And then they would run through the crowd, and it was fucking great. It would get the crowd going, because if you had a bad match and it was dead, like, you could use them to get it going. And then now they just come out, and people are still excited to see them. But that was always one of the best parts of the show, I thought.
Yeah. I think they deserve. I hate using the term. I think someone deserves it. I think they have worked hard enough to be afforded the opportunity to see what they can do with the belts around their waist for a long period of time. That sounds better than I think they deserve. So I really hope that, when SummerSlam hits and I hope they win it. But I don't know what that does for the Roman Reigns and the family and the whole 9 yards of that goddamn storyline.
You could start getting the cracks, man, because we at SummerSlam, we got 6 months left.
Yeah.
Because the other thing too, depending on how you want to tell this Rock story, does he start getting pissed with the Usos and maybe he kicks them out or makes them work their, there's time to tell a story of them working their way back in because they failed their leader, and the only person left is Sami Zayn.
Sami Zayn, oh, God.
I fucking love it. I love it so much.
He really does believe he's a member. Like, you can't tell him he's not.
I was cheering for him at Money in the Bank. I knew he wouldn't, but at one point he was on that ladder by himself, and I was like, this is it. Like, it'll be fucking hilarious because it is a wasted cash in, but if he held on to that thing, and then you start telling the story of maybe Sammy's getting itchy, and maybe Sammy doesn't respect Roman, and then he tries to cash in on Roman, and Roman fucking flattens him.
Yeah.
I would love it.
Yeah.
Just him having the suitcase would have just been. Has he had it before?
No, him and KO, they put on some of the best performances in those matches, and they've never been close.
Yeah, I saw the last one they did in the Allstate Arena here with Ronda Rousey and all that. It was, I don't know, 5 years ago or 4 years ago or whatever it was. KO was awful. It was crazy.
I would love if him or KO had that briefcase at least once.
Yeah, it seems like that's what they need to do. Sami Zayn's character is perfect for just conniving with that thing, man, and hanging on to it until WrestleMania and shit. That would be amazing. Like, I don't know. There's a lot of story potential with the suitcase, of course, and I do like it. I don't know. It's the only gimmick match I think they should have just because of how cool the prize is and what they can write with it. And so I guess that leads us to Austin Theory winning. Yeah, definitely put it because Survivor Series has lost its way, and it kind of always sucked. Sorry, not sorry. Kind of always sucked. It was real boring. Go ahead, watch them. Go ahead, watch them until they shake up the format. The thing was a weird, really plotting multi-man match after multi-man match. It was a fun video game concept, and maybe that's what they were doing it for at the time. I have no idea. But it did have the fucking gobbledygooker on one of them. So, tell me it doesn't suck, like, overall.
Well, yeah, I mean, what, Undertaker made his debut and The Rock made his debut, or Rocky Maivia, I guess.
Yeah, but that was the least Survivor Series fucking ever. Like, that was the year, 96 or whatever. 96. And then the 2000 one, that was another one. Like, they had some of the, like, brand warfare ones were at least a gimmick that you could work with. And told someone
that first one when they put the scorecard up, I did like between the Raw and SmackDown, like they made it a competition, and then if someone lost, like they were going to get their ass reamed. I didn't mind that concept, but I still hate the whole idea that, like, if I'm on SmackDown and I hate Julian and me and Julian are going after each other, then all of a sudden Greg shows up and he's like, I'm on Raw and I'm here to beat y'all asses, and then he does that, and then me and Julian are like, we're best friends now.
Yeah, they've had to do that several times, and it's weird. And it's just because they wanted to fill out the roster on each side or whatever. But I don't know. There's some potential with it, but that's down the road. We'll see what they do this time, because it is kind of a crapshoot every year now. And last year's was absolutely terrible. I thought last year's was terrible.
The one with Team Cena and Team Authority was good when Sting showed up.
Yeah.
Well, it was good
Wait,
before even things showed up with because Cena was
I
going to get
doubt
fired. And
yeah, I doubt that whole show was great, but that was great. Yeah. Yep, you're right. That's one. Way to name a cool one, you know? I like the tournament one when it was like when Austin got hurt or something. They had the title.
yeah,
The tournament. Isn't that where The Rock won or whatever?
I
Something.
think The
forget
Rock
that
won
one.
it, but yeah, it was
Turned heel.
Stone
That's
Cold
where he
got,
turned heel.
like he got hurt like for real though, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then
that's what
instead of doing the tournament, or no, maybe they did do the tournament. I don't know, but yeah, it was a whole or not tournament, but Survivor Series match. They did a tournament, and it was The Rock that won it. Then I think, and then that's what kicked off The Rock and Mankind stuff. I think.
Yes. Yes. So brutal. So anyway, Austin Theory won the male one, which I said I wasn't surprised, even though he wasn't billed to be in the match. I still wasn't surprised.
The whole match was good though.
I'm sure. Yeah.
I actually did enjoy it.
No, these matches there've been so many, and not every guy they put in there, like the girls one. I mean, there was a lot. Like you kept saying, not a high flyer, not a high flyer. There's a lot of they had a lot of grounded combatants in the first one, and then I would say it's not everybody's cup of tea. And I don't know, they did a lot of stuff, and it was entertaining for what it is. And the endings are kind of cool. They're always a little creative, no matter what happens.
Well,
so you want to see
they
what
got
happens,
me. I did not see Austin winning that. I thought he'd be put in there just to get booed.
When he got announced, I was like, he's winning. He's winning. I was like, he's fucking winning.
When he lost the belt
when he lost that,
Lashley, I said he's winning.
Yeah.
That's the only way he could get into Money in the Bank was, okay, he's going to lose this title. He lost it. I'm like, oh, yeah, he's going to be in the match. Yep.
Man, he could have had both. He could have healed. Imagine if they're keeping Lashley strong, so this kind of kills two birds with one stone. But I don't know. You could have gone mega heel with Austin and Theory and had him heal the win, and then and have the belt and the Money in the Bank, and then who knows? I don't know. I think he had the option to go both ways there.
Yeah.
I saw it. I just saw it.
Kind of confused. I don't get why is he McMahon's guy? Like, is that just to get more heat on him? Like, so what is the story? Like, McMahon handpicked him to be the next star?
Yeah, like he did Drew McIntyre.
Yeah, but I feel like that Drew's was behind the scenes. Like, this is out there of like Austin Theory's only getting he's only getting shots because McMahon is saying that he can. Like, is that the thing? Like, he gets to skip the line, basically, right?
Yeah, I don't know why that's part of the character storyline. Like that was never really explained. Like,
yeah, like
the
why
Mr. McMahon character literally took him under his wing. Why? I have no idea. Like, it just doesn't make sense. Like, but
because wasn't he just fucking around in NXT? Like, they brought him up for a second and then he went back down or something.
And I think they the thing is, I know what they're doing. They're like, okay, he's the next John Cena. So in their mind, they're going, well, he's definitely going to be around 15 years. He's a workhorse. He's reliable. Everything about his facials and everything is good.
I mean, he made Pat McAfee look fucking amazing. No, Pat did the work too, but like that match was really good.
Yeah, yeah. So I see what they see in him. I just don't know. I don't know. You know what it is? I guess they embraced the Roman Reigns venom, because when Mr. McMahon tried to do it with Roman, and he tried to do it behind the scenes, and he sat there and made Roman a baby face, and he's just letting everybody know, hey, this is the next guy in line. He's gonna take this company far. When he reaches that pinnacle, everybody else was like, we don't give two shits about Roman Reigns. Stop trying to force Roman Reigns down our throat. So I think he went full embrace of it and was like, I'm going to force Austin Theory down your throat, and this is how I'm going to do it. And he just said, fuck it. Like he made it part of the storyline. He made it part of the character. He was like, I tried to do it the one way.
Lesson,
yeah. He was
he
like,
did it with Charlotte too.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but again,
I mean, behind the scenes.
Yeah, that's the difference.
Yeah.
Because
he just learned his lesson finally.
He finally learned his lesson because when they were just calling her Charlotte and not wanting to use the name Flair, I thought it was the dumbest shit ever. And it's not because I don't want her to, make it on her own merit. It was just that everyone knows you're Ric Flair's kid. Like everyone knows you're Ric Flair's kid.
Heat right away. Like if you say Flair, you should be hated right away because everybody's going to assume, even though we know Charlotte put in the work, everyone's going to assume that she got it for free.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. I'm not screw the name being used to get somewhere. I'm just saying, like, because everyone knew you're Ric Flair's kid, don't pretend like she's not. Like they went so far as to completely ignore it, like it didn't exist. Like she's not Ric Flair. Like she's just, Charlotte from, Des Moines, Iowa, come on.
Yeah.
We're not completely stupid. Just go ahead and embrace that. But,
I
maybe.
feel like that's what they're doing with Braun. Like they are missing an opportunity with Braun Breaker. We all know.
Yeah. They acknowledged it at the Hall of Fame.
At the Hall of Fame, they acknowledged at the Hall of Fame.
Okay.
They
but
finally
change his name.
Oh, when he comes up, they probably will.
Yeah.
Don't get it twisted. He might come up and they probably will change his name.
Yeah. Man, Rex Steiner, their full name is pretty cool too. What if you just did that? Oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
he's definitely cool. I don't know. Austin Theory, I think just as much as Bronze Breaker, I just feel like they passed the eyeball test. I like the selfie gimmick. I think that's a modern heel thing to do. And I'm kind of
I just wish it was an original idea and somebody didn't already use it.
Yeah, it was used sort of, but not like this, right? I mean, you're talking about Tyler Breeze, and he came out with the selfie.
Yeah, and that's all. Like when he pulls that phone up, that's all I can think of is just another Tyler Breeze.
Yeah, and when Tyler Breeze did it, he did it with a live video feed.
Yeah, it was cool, but that was an update of being the pretty boy characters, the various narcissistic heels that came out with a mirror or whatever.
Yeah, the mirror,
the Adrian Adonises.
Adrian Adonis, yeah. I feel like there was a couple that did that, but Adrian Adonis did it, the mirror, holding it the whole time. Of course, the narcissist, that was the best. I thought that was actually kind of good. But anyway,
I don't know. Did Buff Bagwell ever do that?
No, but he did some Skinamax.
Just look at himself.
Hey, I think he just kind of he was poofy tan man with very greasy hair. So anyway, we're digressing there. Yeah, Austin Theory, he passes the eyeball test for me. I do like the character in general. I do think the segments with McMahon are fucking garbage and it's weird, and they need to stop. And they have. But they need to never happen again. And I don't know. I think they need another authority figure character to emerge. I think, it's a well you go back to a lot. But I think, because do they kind of have that with Adam Pearce or whatever? Like who's?
I'm fine with Sonya, and I'm fine with Sonya wrestling while she does it too. Like.
Yeah, that's good for that. I don't know. No, that's not what I mean. The GM parts they are definitely feeling like lesser. I'm talking like there needs to be something that absolutely replaces what you're accomplishing with the McMahon segments without McMahon. Like someone else needs to be.
Yeah.
I guess fucking Stephanie. Maybe.
I think I think I said it on another one, but they just need one of the best characters. Because he wasn't overused and he was down the middle, was the Regal character in NXT.
Oh, it's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
I really wish he would do that. Yeah, I had a vision he would do that in AEW, and oh god. Yeah, he was so good at that.
But it wasn't. Yeah, he wasn't trying to connive. He wasn't trying to get anything. It was just like, I'm your boss, and I think what you did was fucked up. So here's what it is. Or you know what? You've been working your ass off, so I'm going to give you a title shot at War Games.
Right, man. It set the tone for the fucking show too. Like, it just grounded the show. It was like, it's not going to get so wacky. You know, there's only going to be a little bit of wacky. It's not going to get past this. Like, the main storylines are going to feel like at least there's an adult making decisions in a character that, you know, decides what happens in this world. So it's like, I just thought that's a great, when that thing is happening and it's done well, and they've had various periods of good GMs, you know, I just think maybe Raw needs a new one or some shit. I don't know. I'm with you. I like Sonya Deville in general. So I mean,
yeah,
she's doing her thing in that. I think it works, but I don't know. Maybe, I mean, somebody that just take the reins of the Stephanie, the Triple H, the Shane, the Vince, like a new big boss character, an end boss, you know, bad guy thing. I don't know who it would be. I have no idea.
Did anything else happen on this pay-per-view?
Yeah, you had the men's ladder match, and you had Sheamus and McIntyre almost.
Rollins.
Yeah, that was garbage.
Seth.
Yeah.
Sammy. Who else was in there before Austin got in there? I mean, Theory got in there. I should say Theory. His name is Theory.
Right. I keep calling him Austin Theory. Well,
yeah,
I don't live in a world where people only have one name, so.
Right.
Well, yeah,
speaking of one name, Riddle was in there.
Oh yes.
Yeah, Riddle's in there. So
yeah,
I mean, that whole match I didn't care about. I cared more about Bianca and Carmella than this match.
Actually, and so it's been a while. Like, okay, for how much? Like, I mean, I don't know, because I was talking to my wife about it, and she was like, "Why do you hate Liv Morgan so much?" And I was like, I don't know. I just think that, like, when she's in there, it just doesn't look fluid, and I'm tired of, like, her being in every fucking match. And I was like, but I feel like Carmella, like, I like Carmella because I think that, and I know that we've had the conversation about her becoming champ over Charlotte. I don't think she's that good, but I think that if Carmella wants to be good, she can be. It's just that she's usually given comedic roles and been told to lose, so she never looks that great. And I think this match proved a little bit of that, because I thought this match was really good.
Yeah, she can put it together and have a physical match a little bit. I mean, she can do all the WWE women matches spots, you know, that they do a lot. So,
yeah, I think she's better than Liv when she actually gets something.
Yeah, for sure. Well, and then so that's Money in the Bank. Then, you know, Dynamite and Raw and all that there was a 4th of July Raw that whatever.
Greg, did he just cut off Money in the Bank? Are we done talking about it?
I cut it off just to go. Well, any final thoughts on Money in the Bank? Raw was a barbecue. Dynamite had not a whole lot going on, but Wardlow won the TNT title.
And from who? From Scorpio?
From Scorpio Sky. And it was a fine enough match. It looked like he was going to heel it out and win and keep the story going, but Wardlow just like overcame everything and powerbound the shit out of him and won. So he's going to be a kind of smashy champion for a while, I think. So great for that. Thunderstorm, which is Thunder Rosa, and sorry, Thunder Rosa and Tony Storm. Tony Storm. They put shrimps on the Barbie, and they have a tag team called Thunderstorm. So
yeah,
and then
which is actually, I don't know why I never even thought of putting those two together with that name. Like, it's fucking easy.
Right. Christian Cage was super evil again and talking mad shit.
Yeah, but I don't need another promo about fucking Jeff Hardy. I really don't.
It was some low hanging fruit that he just fucking plucked, man, with Matt Hardy talking mad shit right in front of everybody. Just a dirt sheet unloading in the ring. And then
but I mean, like, we've done it.
Yeah, now he's gonna keep doing it. he's gonna pile on. I mean, shit, he's been tied to the Hardys for fucking forever, like 30 million years now. So he's got a lot to talk about. Moxley versus Brody King was about 3 stars. It was all right, but I don't know. I think he bled in that match. I'm not sure. There was a lot of blood. And they seem to set up Cesaro versus Jake Hager as a program. That's gonna happen. So the We the People tag team is beefing with each other. So that wasn't really what I was clamoring to see Claudio do, to be honest. I was not looking forward to that.
I don't think I give a shit about Claudio anymore, and I think that it's gonna be like anytime somebody shows up now from WWE, like I'm not gonna care.
Yeah, I think he's gonna be handled. I don't know. We'll have to see. But so far, not entirely super great. The first match was obviously great, and then got put in a gimmick match, and now an issue with Jake Hager, which I just don't care about. And then I don't know what happened on Rampage and fucking SmackDown. But yeah, Moxley versus Brody King it had a decent weird, like Moxley had a weird Ultimate Warrior like promo in the back. And I'm getting lost in his promos now. I'm starting to think it's a modern day Ultimate Warrior kind of thing at this point, because it makes sense for a minute and then it disappears. And I don't know what he's talking a lot about blood though. I think he's a vampire. I'm not sure what his character is. Yeah. So that was that. SmackDown, not so sure what happened on SmackDown. Anybody know? Anybody know? I feel like something happened. Well, Roman Reigns talked and Paul Heyman talked and there was talk. And so they ate up a segment. So you got that much. Yeah, and McIntyre winning against Butch, which is just hilarious that they match those guys up. But yeah, it's going to be Liv Morgan against Ronda Rousey at SummerSlam. They did announce that. So there you go. There you go. Stew in the hate.
That'll put butts in seats.
Oh my God, where is SummerSlam too? Is it in? It's got is it Memphis or something?
Nashville.
They got like Nashville. That explains the font. It's like magical font. But yeah, well, it seems like that's all we've got. Is Greg around?
Yeah,
Edit point.
I've been right here. I've been here this whole time.
Well, okay. All right. I didn't feel your presence. But I don't really have the force. So I guess I shouldn't rely on my extrasensory feelings most of the time. But yeah. That was the week in. And McMahon owes it's paid $12 million to all the women over the years. Apparently, many more than we could possibly count at this point. And allegedly,
with company money.
That is still being figured out, but it kind of seems like that it is sort of. And I think there's some tricky accounting that maybe gets him out of it. Details are all just coming on in. So it's weird.
Wait, so that if that's the case, then that's the last we're going to see of him. If it comes out to be true like that, that's the last we're going to see of him.
Maybe, yeah, that happened this week. So I'm sure he'll be on Raw now because that's like the ebb and flow of everything. He gets a little more details come out, and then he makes an appearance. And I don't know. He spent a lot of money on that. That's a lot. That's a lot. And there's a lot to say on that, but I'm a little exhausted with the story at the moment. We just have to wait and see. But it's a bombshell. It could wind up being the biggest, one of the biggest wrestling stories of all time. They have halted the Netflix biopic or whatever they were doing about him. So a few projects with Netflix have been paused at the very least. So this is affecting business, at least for McMahon. And vis-a-vis also then WWE as well. And then who knows, man, maybe he just collects up some money and takes it back because he's the majority owner now? What if he takes it unpublic, and then gets completely out of everything at that point, I believe. I don't know. It's a complicated story with a lot of ins and outs and what have yous.
Yeah, I think it's the irony to this is this is his plane ride from hell. Like as soon as Plane Ride from Hell came out, Flair, I mean, he started losing endorsements. He started losing things. Fucking Tommy Dreamer made comments that cost him some opportunities. I think this is McMahon's Plane Ride from Hell. As more stuff comes out, you're just going to see people shy away from Mr. McMahon, character or no character. They might want to still do business with the WWE, but the decisions are going to have to be made if permanently to remove him from eyesight. He could be majority owner, but you should never see him. So I think those decisions are going to have to be made.
Yeah, eventually someone. But the thing is, that he's still it's crazy. He's still the bottom line for the most part. He's technically not the CEO, but the perception is he's still in charge. In general. So like, I don't know. It just seems like he's getting the wagon circled right now. He's got Triple H and Stephanie. They made an appearance at the UFC the same night, Saturday. They're in Vegas. They're running their pay-per-view. I think in a very poor choice to run it against one of the bigger UFCs of the year in the same town. I think that did affect business. And it wasn't very smart. I don't remember them doing that in a while, where they really did not counter program a live event properly and avoid something like that. I don't know. I think,
how you avoid something like that? You go back to putting pay-per-views on Sunday. But anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, that was weird. Like, why didn't they just move it to freaking Sunday and like at least avoid that? And then it could have just been they could have been the event at the end of International Fight Week, as they call it, in Vegas. And you could have, they could have gotten a few people from the same crowd, maybe. I don't know. I don't know why they think everybody can buy all these tickets to everything all week. But I don't know. We'll have to see.
Because nobody that has money understands how it actually works. They just understand how to keep it. They want to keep it. They don't actually understand how it works. They think inflation, what's that? We can still sell these damn tickets. I mean, they like our product. I mean, we have John Cena. We have there's no I mean, like you could be so fucking clueless on top of being so smart. Like you sat there and went, you know what? We have this Fox deal, so we have all this money. I mean, we could go toe to toe with UFC in Vegas. We could do that because we're the WWE. We're global. At some point in time, you have to sit there and go, our best numbers were on Sunday. Pay-per-views are just Sunday. People have muscle memory from Sunday. So why don't I just move this shit when they lost the bigger venue, when the ticket sales were not going great, and they say we got to go into a smaller spot. That's when you go, also, we will be moving to Sunday.
Yeah, they could have switched it then. I mean, they had all this ample opportunity. It's so weird. And I think Jeff Jarrett is now in charge of that division, the live event side of things. So maybe, that won't happen again. I don't think this happened under his watch. They have to plan these things out. But again, when they moved to the smaller venue, you're absolutely right. They should have just switched to Sunday if that was possible. So weird. I don't know. I'm sure the venue was open on Sunday. I have no idea why they did this.
You could have played it off and said, when we switched venues to the smaller one, the only other available date was Sunday. There were so many ways you could have played that. And then all of a sudden you could have been at the UFC thing. You could have got the UFC guys to come over to your thing. It'd have been, I don't know.
It was weird. And then on top of not counter programming, they fucking showed up like they're on camera. That's what I was watching. I didn't watch Money in the Bank. I watched UFC 276. We were having cookouts, all that stuff. It was 4th of July weekend, family stuff. And I mean, yeah, man, that's what I watched. Money in the Bank was not not the priority over the weekend, and I do a wrestling podcast. I mean, that was just not good programming on their part.
Yeah.
That was very silly. You know, I don't know. It was
So
almost as silly as not recording next week.
so folks, I mean, because Grant gets paid by the word,
Yeah.
we're gonna go ahead and end it here for this week. We got a lot to talk about. There's a lot of rumblings happening in AEW. There's a lot of rumblings happening in the NXT brand of WWE, and
Ooh.
yeah, we'll touch on all of it next week. So Grant, go ahead and tell them what to do for the $1
Oh,
zillion.
All right. Especially if you're friends with Will Purdue or Will Paxton or any of the 1990 Chicago Bulls team, you gotta come back.
And as always, we are the fabulous Threebirds. Thanks for joining. We'll see you next week.